Wow, good morning. I'm going to share something very vulnerable, and I notice in my body I'm already tinkling inside of feeling the fear, but still going to do it anyway. And the sun is shining on my face to help me out here to be able to inspire you big time. Look at the sun shining like crazy. Thank you, universe, for the sign. Well, today I've just given a business booster about the fact of daring to be carried and giving up control in a controlled way. Because it's probably not going to be rocket science what I'm going to tell you, and I'm still going to ask you to reflect on it and to take in the mirror and check for yourself how you are as a business owner or a business person within a company, and how you are allowing yourself to be helped, to be carried by others, to accept the help from others, but also to allow yourself to help, to ask for help. Because that's two different elements, to allow help to come, but also to ask for help. And mostly there's quite a lot of people who still have these convictions of, and I had them too, to be honest, and sometimes I'm still also shaking when I need to ask for help. But these convictions of, I have to do it by myself, otherwise I'm weak, I can do it better, I can do it faster. If I give up these elements, will I still be of value added? Will I still be significant enough for my company? Maybe you have these convictions of that you are the only one who can do it as perfectly as you want it to be. Maybe you have this conviction, or you're holding yourself small by telling yourself you do not have the money to be carried by others around you, if it would be even an operational team, or for example, coaches like me that support you to go to the next level. So, and when I'm saying about not having money, it's not always that it's really the case. I talk to lots of entrepreneurs and they just hold themselves back. They have the money on their bank account, they have the money within their company, but they're just, sometimes blocked in allowing themselves to grow. And so when we dare to reach out for others, or at least already when people reach out to us, let's make that a first step, that when people reach out to us, that we allow help to come in. And well, now I have like a line on my head. It's interesting this here. I'll just, let's do it like that. Otherwise I'm like, I'm split. I don't really like the view of that. I wasn't looking either because I wanted to look at you and the camera. So it's all about giving up control in a controlled way. But there's something also interesting that I talked about this morning, and it's about the personal story I was sharing, because I had really this team, and I still think I have it. It's this, and I don't think I know I still have this team, but the layers, let's say that there were like thousands of layers on it. There are maybe still 99 layers left that I have to clean up. But a couple of years ago, with the team I was having, I had a very beautiful team with competent trainers and coaches that I trained and coached myself. So they were really of good quality, not only from good quality, but also very nice people. And at that moment, I was still feeling, even if they chose for the company and they choose to work with me, and because of some certain agreements or things that I was expecting from them that they were not delivering, I still sometimes had the feeling that I wasn't good enough. I was working my ass off to build two companies. I was working sometimes till 2 o'clock in the night, starting again at 5 o'clock, still managing two beautiful little children of 1 and 3 years old at that time. And I noticed that I was spending lots of my attention points, because you only have like 100 attention points a day. I was spending lots of my attention points by complaining. I was complaining to my husband, I was complaining to other colleague entrepreneurs, and I wasn't realizing till I got lots of mirrors that, in fact, I wasn't taking ownership. I wasn't taking ownership because there were things I wasn't satisfied about, but I didn't allow, and I didn't really reach out fully to say, you know, I really need this from you guys. I was doing it already more than I was doing it before, but I wasn't getting what I wanted. So I felt not good enough. Why are they not doing it? Maybe then I'm not good enough, maybe, etc. All these kind of self-saboteurs that, yeah, they can knock you out within your company. Because if I'm honest, and I'm very honest right now, and I'm very transparent, and it's not always easy to say when you have failed in certain things, certainly when you have insights later on in your business, that at that moment I was spending too much time giving away my attention points. If I only have 100, maybe I was spending like 50 of them being hard on myself, complaining about the situation where I was at. And I remember that my husband, he is a very beautiful resource. He told me a certain moment, you know, Els, this is already like, I don't know, the 10,000th time you are talking about this, and talking about what's not going well in your company and with whom you would not want to work anymore, and you're not making a decision. And I was like, damn, yeah, clear, I'm not taking ownership. But I still had to have 3 times that mirror. I don't know if you guys recognize that sometimes that you need like several times a repetition of someone showing you the mirror again and again and again before you make a certain decision. And then something struck me when I was in my personal development with my own trauma coach. I got something very clear, because I started with the point, I don't have the feeling that I have my back. And so we worked on that, and yeah, it was very clear. My parents never had my back. My mother is an alcoholist, so her biggest friend was alcohol. And my father was psychic ill. He left us when I was 4 years old. And he had, in Dutch we say achtervolgingswaanzin. I don't know how you call it in English, but either way, you know, it wasn't always so easy for him to be present. Both of them were not present, and for sure not that they carried me. I remember that I was working very hard when I was a little child to have good points. And then my mother, she just put a signature. She never said, oh, that's nice, you're doing well. So I was not stimulated to do that, but that's another point. But what I realized at that moment in this own personal development with my trauma coach, that I was projecting what I missed with my parents to my team. I was projecting that not having my back, my parents, I was projecting this lack that I missed on them, that they had to fulfill something that I missed with my parents. And mostly, I don't think that lots of business entrepreneurs and business people and high-level people already understand how much of the things that happened in the past still are of influence on your business. Because can you imagine that when you have like this kind of feeling that people do not have your back, you probably do not trust everyone. You probably look for a hidden agenda, and that puts tension on your company, that puts tension on your career, that puts tension on your life. So, and that's exactly what we love to do, is to take the angles out there, to take, I think it's angle also, you know, the bee and then the sticks, and then you have your angle, and the angle is stuck. We take them out so that we can clean up the shit from the past and allow yourself to play big in life and business right now. And so that's what we did this morning. We coached several people to understand that why, for example, sometimes you didn't feel seen by your mother or by your father, and you're still carrying that along, to ask that from all people around us. And your unconscious mind, you cannot always make it different from the past and the current time. So it just puts like a blur over everything. So that's my questions to you today. How, in which sense do you already feel like you are carried by others? Are you allowing them to carry you? Are there people that you are already having that possibility that they carry you? Do you feel still blockages around that? Are you stopping the growth of your company because you don't really trust it? You don't feel safe? You feel not good enough to allow that great people can work with you? You know, I work now with A players. It's so amazing. My team is so fantastic. But I can tell you, I would never have allowed this team to carry me, to be there, to be so amazing like they are, if I didn't make that transformation I was talking about before, because there I also understood what I don't want in my business, and I had to make decisions. So at that time, I also let go of 3 of the 4 people with whom I was working at that moment. And it makes something very clear to the universe, it's like, who do you want? Because imagine that you have these people around you that you don't feel carried, or you don't feel carried by them, and you still allow them in your life. What are you telling the universe? You're saying, it's okay, let these crappy people around me. I'm not saying, sorry, maybe people could feel like judged that I use the word crappy, but not supporting enough, or not in line with your play big life and business that you want to have. So you'll have to make some decisions also in who you do not want around you. So very happy to inspire you today. I'm very curious what this inspiration does to you, how it affects you in a positive sense. And I'm convinced that we have already opened your eyes on certain things, and that we could spread our positive energy already to you. And I just invite you, the moment that you make this shift of letting yourself be carried by lots of people, your business can really boom. I have tripled my business over 3 years' time, thanks to having allowed myself to go through this evolution. It took me 2 years to get out of the projection and having the tools and having the transformation to feel now that I have my own back, and that I allow also others to have my back. And sometimes you still have to take the, how do you say that? The ups and the downs, that sometimes you will ask for help and you will not get exactly what you want. You'll get disappointed, maybe you'll get angry. You'll have to deal with pitfalls of daring to reach out. So I'm just inviting you, allow other people to carry you, and you'll see your life will be a lot easier. Thank you very much for being present, for giving your comments, for giving your likes, for giving your hearts. I'm looking forward to inspire you next time. Bye. And don't forget to be the glorious you. Embrace your superpowers. Where is the stop button again? Finish. Okay. Bye.